Go. Say it's the Hood CNN with your favorite Hood reporter, the Prime Minister of Hood Education, Dr. Monroe. Because I got a PhD in common sense and I'm a 5-star general. I want to welcome you to the Hood CNN. I took this video series away and I had to bring it back. A lot of people wanted me to bring it back. So I decided to bring it back and we're going to have some discussions. I'm coming on now and then I'm going to come on a little later about 8:30 with some issues up in come on a little later about 8:30 with some issues up in St. Landry Parish with the school system. But right now, I'm waiting for my man to come back. He had to dip out and go and do a watch party to get this thing out to his people. And gonna get him back up in here. Hold on a second. Um, for those that are in line with the hurricane, God bless you, and hopefully you make it through the hurricane or the tropical storm or whatever it's called. Because I don't trust the newscasters because they seem to always get it wrong when things are going on. Hold on, here he comes. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So they normally get it wrong. Well, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna start this off with my man he's a 5-star general, also General NASIY of the new Black Panther Nation in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Y'all been seeing me go back and forth to Minneapolis. I met a lot of good people when I was out there. And a lot of good people that are fighting for the community to get the community back on their feet. I know the trolls are lurking. Brother NASIY, if you can mute your microphone while you're not talking. A lot of people want to label the Nation of Islam as well as the Black Panther fractions as terroristic groups. That's a lie. Let's get that straight. That is a flat out lie. I don't see what they see. There's a lot of fear in people's hearts when you see some armed brothers showing up, and they walking around with their guns. Well, they have the Second Amendment right too in the United States of America. And this is what they do. This young man, I met him months ago. Months ago, I met him, and to me, he's always been a strong brother. And he started off with a Panther fraction, and then he broke off and he went and did his own thing. And just watching him grow from really 2 people to where his organization is right now is exactly what it was supposed to do. So I want to welcome you to the show, my good friend. How you doing, man?
Peace of Black Power was good, Brother Jerry. I highly appreciate the offer, man, and the welcome, man. Highly appreciate it.
So I know. Give them a little background on you so they can learn who you are.
Well, my name is NASIY. A little background about me. I've always been a brother for my community. Always been there helping the community out. Way before I even joined the actual new Black Panther Nation. I've been always teaching, leading, trying to free my people mentally, spiritually, emotionally, knowing that the conditions that our people are in as a nation of people. Always trying to be that voice for my brothers and sisters that's out there that's lost in this matrix. Been doing this day in and day out. I was already being prepared for the position that I reside in today. The Most High is always on time. Nothing accidentally happens. He's always on time with what he does. And I'm highly thankful. Extremely meek brother who takes the guidance, as being used as a vessel to be able to plant seeds within the community, in the minds of my young brothers and sisters as well. I would also like to give Minister Quanell X, National Chairman, a salute, a thanks, you know what I'm saying, for also giving me the opportunity as well, to really step forward and to put myself out there even more, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, as a revolutionary. And also I also would like to thank Gary as well, for everything he has been, that he has done as well, with the knowledge, wisdom, and everything that he has brought forth to the table. I highly appreciate it. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, brother Gary.
Yeah, I watch you build this organization from two people, you and Sister Amir. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. That's Cole's sister. When she strap it up, she put that M16 across her chest. She ain't playing no games, bro. I'm letting y'all know they ain't playing no games. So here's the biggest question, because a lot of people want to label, no matter if you the new Black Panther Party, original Black Panther Party, Black Panther Nation, whatever. They want to label organizations like yours terroristic groups. What do you have to say to them?
Well, first thing I would like to say is, don't just believe everything that you read or come across on media, social media, Google, YouTube. You can't just run with everything that you see and everything that you hear. Um, how you're able to come to a solid grounds behind that is actually doing research for yourself. You also got to understand, you know, the history of the FBI. You also have to understand the history of just America in general. When unity is in the picture, or unity is on the rise with Black people, we're no longer falling for the traps and the snares and the deception of divide and conquer. You become a threat. So anything that has to do with unity, they're going to label you or tie you to some type of terrorist organization. I mean, when you do the history concerning the original Black Panther Party, you know, Fred Hampton, Huey P, and et cetera, a lot of them brothers, you will see that, you know, how the FBI have used divide and conquer tactics due to the fact of the empowerment of Fred Hampton and Huey P used of unity, how they even used, how they was even giving knowledge and wisdom to those who are not of melanin color or melanin complexion, waking them up according to the matrix and the system that they're entrapped in as well. And that was powerful, you know what I'm saying, to the point of that they had to come up with something to keep the masses asleep. So us being a terrorist organization, how can we be a terrorist organization when we're out here feeding the community? No matter what complexion or color you are, we're out here feeding the community. We're helping the poor. We're we're clothing the homeless. We're out here being the vanguards of the community, a positive, an optimistic relationship with our fellow brothers and sisters, and our children within the community. We're not running around here burning buildings and burning flags and causing any ruckus on any of the community or properties. We're not doing any of this. So, you know, when you label people a terrorist organization, majority of the time in this world that is full of wickedness and ran by wicked leaders, it's obviously you're doing something right.
I showed up in Minneapolis a couple of days after George was murdered, and I saw a community that, you know, on one side of town, the youngsters were wilding. They were doing what they were doing. You know, I'm not finna condemn them. I mean, the situation brought that about. Um, but I also was on 38 in Chicago, where I saw a community band together, white, black, whatever. The Somalian people are very big up in Minneapolis. And I saw a community band together, feed the community, make sure everybody had what they needed. And then I left. I think I come back a month later and I go to 38 in Chicago. It is a totally different beast. And I think it went back to business as normal. You know, what do you have to say? Because right now you got the ear to people. You know, the Chicago that I saw, I mean the Minneapolis that I saw, right after George was killed, that's the Minneapolis that people would fall in love with, would probably look at, you know, trying to migrate down there, you know, and possibly make Minneapolis their home. But the one that I saw when I came back a month later was what you guys have been fighting for as Panthers for over 60 years. What do you think is the biggest problem with the community basically going back to normal, which is the drug sales, which is the wholesale murder of our own people? You know, what do you think is the biggest problem with that?
Well, the biggest problem with that, is we as a nation of people is, when we speak on unity and, we speak on Black empowerment, and we speak on that we want to defund the police. If we're going to scream these things and speak on these things, we can't run off into our communities and start to cause ruckus within our communities by constantly selling narcotics and all this other madness to fellow auntie, uncles, nieces, sisters, brothers, and et cetera, et cetera. The solution and the main objective, what we want to do and intend to do is, cleanse it up. Cleanse it up. At least if we don't have the 40 acres and a mule as of right now, predominantly Black people resides in these communities, so we have the opportunity and the options to be able to cleanse up everything that's going on within the communities and causing all of the destruction and madness that's going on in the communities. Ever since they have been screaming, defund the police, and ever since the police, Minneapolis Police Department have been held accountable for their actions, for their wicked, their crooked works that they have been committing in the shadows that is now have come to the light. Ever since they have been held accountable for it, now the Minneapolis Police Department is not answering to certain phone calls. Now they want to play dumb. They're trying to send some type of message as if to the community that, see, this is what's going to happen if we are not patrolling the communities. You see what I'm saying? But they have not been defunded yet. That is just what the people were saying. You feel what I'm saying? And also, if our people is going to scream defund the police department, we would need to have something in that place to be able to patrol our communities in a righteous manner. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things is ever since a lot of these things have taken place, robberies have risen. Just a lot of crime with each other is going on now within the community. And this is what I say, like, if when I say Black Lives Matters, even though I know the slogan, what it means towards police brutality, but other people from the outside may not understand what Black Lives Matter represents. When people from the outside hear Black Lives Matter, they're taking it as Black Lives Matter to Black people. You know what I'm saying? But the slogan was made against police brutality. So if Black Lives Matter, or if people's going to say it, you know what I'm saying, it have to matter with us first, to the point of we're able to clean up our mess and learn to love each other, because this is what's been going on ever since Huey P. Newton and the old Black Panthers been on the scene. A lot of times your own enemy may look like you, may look like me. You feel what I'm saying? And this is something that we need to put aside and learn to love each other.
No doubt. No doubt. In the city of Minneapolis, and they don't understand. Some people don't understand. It's called the Twin Cities because Minneapolis and St. Paul are just right there. They're next door to each other. And in the city, in the Twin Cities, you have several groups of Panthers. You have the new Black Panther Party. You have, I think it's called the original Black Panther Party, and we have the Black Panther, the new Black Panther Nation. It seemed like a little friction, and for me, when it's friction and everybody's supposed to be doing the work, it just seems like some people are clout chasing. Now, every time I look at your group, you're somewhere, patrolling a march, making sure that everything is safe, and you're taking pictures with the kids, and everybody seems to be on that. I mean, and right now you got some people like, I got to keep it 100. You got some people that's just hating on you. What you got to say to them?
Well, like I say, I love all of my brothers and my sisters that's out here that's trying to do the will for the community, that's trying to make change within the community, that's trying to uplift our people, that's trying to teach our children, that's trying to bring forth, the 10-point program and etc. I got nothing but love for my fellow brothers and sisters out there. The hate, I don't know, the hate, I'm not really too concerned about it. One thing I noticed is that when you're doing good deeds, and you're in the community, and people hear about it, they're gonna hate on you. I mean, even the Messiah himself, when he walked the earth, he fed 5,000 people. They hated him. His own people persecuted him. His own people murdered him. They the one that caused and called out for the murder. His own people. When you look at Moses, when Moshe or Moses was on the scene, what happened with Moses when he was on the scene and he tried to do for the people as a black Messiah because he cared for his people? His own people rose up against him and spoke against him and spoke against him and hated on him and envied him. When you deal with Cain and Abel, the Cain and Abel story, Abel was a man who brought forth righteousness and was blessed because he listened to the instructions, and Cain was jealous and envious of him to the point that he murdered him. It's every time you have somebody that stand up for black people, this is the constant routine over and over and over. When you look at Malcolm X, same thing. When you look at Huey P, same thing. When you continue to have black messiahs on the scene or on the rise for black people to help black people out, to awaken them out of the dead state zone mentally that they reside in, brothers always come up against you. And that's just the norm within our community and within our nation, period. That's just the norm. So,
So how do we change their mindset?
many are called, but few are chosen. I mean, everyone who looks like us is not for us. And that's just what it is. I mean, how could we change their mindset? Is by trying to give them the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But a lot of times, a lot of our people is dealing with pride. A lot of our people is dealing with ego. A lot of our people is dealing with these things to the point of it's causing all of this jealousy and envy and animosity amongst us as a nation, when we as a nation, we believe in unity is key.
Well, I tell you what, Brother Malcolm gave us some insight. He said when the revolution start, you're gonna have to get rid of some of your own people. As much as we try to educate the brothers, the sisters, some of them just can't be reached. So with that being said, them might be the ones we might need to get rid of. What you think?
I mean, at the end of the day, however it may come down to it, it may come down to it. But like I say, my main focus right now is is on the community and winning the souls of individuals who want to see change within their communities. That is the main focus that we focus on right now. You know what I'm saying? The mother brothers and people that may be out there that is not focused or, you know, interested in making change within the community, or that may be just clout chasing, et cetera, et cetera. That's not our focus. You know, they do what they do. We do what we do, you know, and that's just it. But, you know, like I say, if it may come down to it, it may come down to it. Who knows? But
we just got to remember, you can't bring a donkey to the Kentucky Derby.
right.
That's all it boils down to. You can't bring a donkey to the Kentucky Derby. I mean, your organization look like y'all running with a bunch of thoroughbreds. And like I'm telling y'all, man, y'all make sure y'all send this man a friend request to keep up with the work that he's doing. You can see the positive work that my man and his whole group is doing. And it's just amazing, dog. Like I say, I mean, a lot of people don't understand what happened in Minneapolis after George. And I tried to give them, you know, an eyeful through the lens that I looked through. And that is a city that has to be basically rebuilt. It has to be rebuilt. So, you know, as I'm looking at some of these police murders and the things that are going on, you know, I'm constantly telling people that you're not prepared for what's going to happen. See, nobody thought that Minneapolis would go up in flames like it did, because, you know, some people just felt, oh, we got this under control out here, you know. But the one thing I tried to tell them, in America in itself, is more black people than it is white people. So if it's more black people, that means there's more black people than it is police. But now you got the white folk clicking up with the black folk. So the army is so big, they couldn't handle it in Minneapolis. You know, right now we're dealing with an issue in Lafayette, Louisiana. That's one city we're dealing with an issue in. And of course, in fact, is supposed to come down and go into formation on October the 3rd. And, you know, they've even tried to label INFAC a terroristic group. And where I'm amazed that you can label the Panthers terroristic, the Nation of Islam terroristic, INFAC terroristic, but you've yet to label the KKK terroristic. So I be laughing about that, man. And they've done so much damage. You know, what could you tell? You're in Minneapolis, St. Paul. You were there when all of this was going on, when it first popped off. What advice could you give to cities that are dealing with, you know, basically the same thing, that think that it can't happen in that city?
Well, you know, Minneapolis went up in flames because a lot of people here, they're just tired of the police brutality in general. Minneapolis Police Department have always been corrupt for many years. It always been corrupt. So a lot of people within Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota, period, was just fed up with the police brutality, period. And that's the, you know, when you had anger and rage came through, especially seeing the police officers sitting on a man's neck for over 8 minutes, you know, on live video, you know, that's gonna bring everything out of people, especially who reside within that city, after seeing the constant police brutality and harassment and everything else that they have been bringing forth. You know, you just may never know. How I look at things right now, we are in extremely tense times. You know, these police officers is acting reckless all over right now. I mean, they're continuing to assassinate, persecute our people, modern day lynch our people, because that's really what it is modern day lynching. Modern day lynching our people. It's happening all over the country right now. So it may hit your state. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Just never be complacent. Is basically what I'm saying. Never be complacent. Always be aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying, within your community. And police your own community. You have a right to police the police. You have a right to police your own community, and the police to make sure the police is not going against the Constitution or breaking anybody's constitutional rights, because that is what's going on right now. The police is breaking the people's constitutional rights. They're going against it. It's corruption all over. So I'm pretty sure, like I say, America's being judged right now. And that's just what it is. America's being judged right now, man. And it's going to continue to be judged.
Well, let me ask you a question. You know, Minneapolis, you know that people, when they say Minneapolis, we think of Prince. You know, all them good Viking teams and Minnesota Twins. Give them a synopsis of how corrupt that police department was in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I mean, you know, when you, for example, you have police officers who don't even live in our communities. They don't live in the Black communities. They have did the statistics and have shown that over 95%, I'm thinking, of police officers live in the suburbs. They don't live in the communities. Therefore, these police officers are receiving jobs for the Minneapolis Police Department, and they are patrolling our communities. While they're patrolling our communities, they have no relationship nor trying to gain relationship with the brothers and sisters within our community. They're not doing this at all. So therefore, they're already coming in the community with the mentality of treating us less than a human being or 3/5 as a human being. Okay, this is the history with the Minneapolis Police Department. Racism, constant racism. Driving while Black, you getting pulled over, you getting harassed. You know what I'm saying? You know, the color of your hat, they'll pull you over, you getting harassed. You know, you ain't got to be doing nothing to be breaking the law. They'll pull you over, you getting harassed. It's constant nonstop with that police department over and over. And for instance, there was a when I was out there for the George Floyd march, the very first march, I came out there, I had my license to carry, I had my firearm on me, I had my vest on me. I went out there, you know what I'm saying, as vanguard of the community. This was before I was, you know, with the Panthers. I was out there already. As soon as I got out there, the Minneapolis Police Department, they ran up on us, guns out, guns drawn, ran up on me, took my firearm off my holster, took the magazine out of my gun, took my firearm out of my presence, put me in handcuffs, put me in the back seat of the police car. No, they've never asked me if I have a license to carry. They never read me your rights. I didn't break any laws. I didn't do anything. This was pure corruption and going against my Second Amendment right. Only reason why they did that was because I'm a Black man who is legally armed out here practicing, exercising my rights, and also in protection of my people. They throw me in the backseat of the police car. I get in the backseat of the police car. The police car gets surrounded by 100 people, hundreds of people. They get surrounded. The police officers, there was two of them. The police officers, both of them become afraid because of how they swarmed the vehicle after all of the citizens within the community saw how they illegally detained me and illegally seized my firearm and took my firearm. No, there was two white boys who had AR-15s. They took their firearms, but they gave their firearms right back. Right back. My firearm was still taken away. I'm in the back of the police vehicle. They're questioning me and et cetera, et cetera. They looked at my license carry card. They see it's legit. They see my ID. They see it's legit. I'm still sitting in the back of the police car. Then they turn around and ask me, brother, could you please help us get these people from around the vehicle? I said, I'm not helping get nobody from around the vehicle. I said, these people are around the vehicle because you are breaking the law and you feel that you are above the law. You are not above the law. This is what's going on with Minneapolis Police Department. You people think you are above the law and you're constantly breaking the law. Now these people know that I legally carry, and you seize my firearm and throw me in the back of your police car. George Floyd just was murdered live. They're fed up. So he tried to turn to me to ask me to help him remove the people from the vehicle. After that, I said, brother, what you need to do, give me my license. You see that I'm legit. Give me my firearm. Let me go. I leave. He finally got out the police vehicle. He lets me out of the police vehicle. I didn't get my firearm back until 2 weeks to a month later. 2 weeks to a month later. All right. They let me out of the vehicle. After they let me out the vehicle, that is when the riot happened. That is when everything took place and everything happened. That was the start of it. That's when the police vehicles start being destroyed, bottles, bricks, everything started happening. Soon as they let me out, that is when everything took place. So after that, I hired a lawyer. I hired an attorney because, you know, that is one of the wisest way to deal with these crooked officers, these crooked cops, these racist officers, is deal with them by going through the law or getting an attorney. So I grabbed me an attorney, told him what happened, and I sued the Minneapolis Police Department for taking my firearm, illegally taking my firearm and not returning it to me. So I sued them. As soon as I sued them, I won the lawsuit. The lawyer gave them a 48-hour, he gave them 48 hours to return my firearm. If they didn't return my firearm in 48 hours, I was able to sue them again. So instead of 48 hours, they returned my firearm in 24 hours. And they actually, the sergeant actually drove his vehicle out to where I live, not to where I live, but out in my city, and dropped off my firearm to me hand in hand, and then apologized about it. Minneapolis Police Department is extremely corrupt, man. And that's just what it is. They just out there harassing people. You know, it's an undercover like stop and frisk that's going on out here. And that is the reason why a lot of this stuff went up in flames, man.
So the Minneapolis Police Department has been committing the George Floyd type murders for a minute. I know your DA down there is not worth a plug nickel. You know, I think I saw a community that was tired, you know, because I've met a lot of people who lost a lot of loved ones behind the foolishness that the Minneapolis Police Department had done. And what they're doing now, if y'all just tuning in, the police department has not been defunded. They're just basically refusing to answer calls in the black neighborhood. They will not answer the calls in the black neighborhood. So in the meantime, brothers like DJ New Black Panther Nation, and that's what I call him, Brother NASIY, I'm sorry, 5-star General NASIY, has taken upon itself to do the job and protect the community because the police are refusing to protect the community. Tell these good people some of the good things that y'all have been a part of, you know, like feeding the community and the different things that y'all are doing as a New Black Panther Nation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of the things that we have done, like after the whole little George Floyd murder, we actually patrolled. We actually patrolled and had to hold down one of the strips within the community because there was a lot of like threats that was coming in by white supremacists and stuff. You know, the KKK actually flew up here to Minneapolis, Minnesota after they heard about the George Floyd thing. They flew up here. You know, I guess they was trying to prove a pointer, et cetera, but when they flew up here, we heard about it. So we held down our community. Many brothers strapped up, got armed, put our lives on the line for our community, our mothers, our grandmas, our aunts, et cetera, et cetera. We held the community down due to the fact of the KKK coming up here, harassing and causing harm towards our fellow sisters and people, you know what I'm saying, who they felt as a weak, thought that was the weakest link. Also, we did the march for Breonna Taylor. We was the vanguards of the Breonna Taylor march up here in Minnesota. It was very successful. It was large. We just did security of the event because we had a lot of children there. We had a lot of families there, just making sure nothing bad happened. And once again, even at that march, we was dealing with white supremacists there, little Trump supporters that was riding around, circling around, and yelling out the vehicles and all this other stuff. We've done multiple marches, vanguard and doing security for the marches. Also doing free food giveaways for the community, the youth, the children, the families, whoever. Doing free food giveaway. We have a really big free food giveaway coming up pretty soon. I think it was like 3,000 to 6,000 pounds of food where we be giving back to the community many boxes. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be so much food, man. Hey, take 3 boxes, 4 boxes, you know what I'm saying, per person, because we gonna have plenty of food. Also, what we've been doing, we've been putting work in the community with brothers and sisters who may have a criminal record. We have connections to brothers that have the experience and being able to get expungements for our fellow brothers and sisters due to the fact that how the system is set up, this demonic, wicked corporation, how it's set up to keep a black man down, to keep a black man down due to the fact of if he get a felony or something, it's really hard for them to get a job. It's hard for them to get a second chance, so we came up to the point of where we have free programs to be able to get expungements for our fellow brothers and sisters, to give them second chances, second opportunities at life. You feel what I'm saying? Also, we have programs set up where brothers and sisters that may be struggling with drug addiction or alcohol abuse, and they need help. They need to be free because a lot of that stuff is actually really bad for the mindset, the body, the soul. It's really bad for all of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these drugs and alcohol abuse and stuff is causing a lot of our brothers and sisters to perish. It's causing a lot of this drama to constantly stir up within the communities. We're trying everything in our power to try to get as many brothers and sisters that we can off of these narcotics, you know what I'm saying, that's circulating through our communities with these programs. But, we can't do it by ourselves. When we're reaching out and putting that helping hand out there to fellow brothers and sisters, they also have to make sure that they're serious about it and they have to put their work in as well.
All right, let me ask you a question, because sitting talking to me is an experience within itself. I watched the Panther movie. And when they had to provide security for Sister Betty Shabazz, you had them fake Panthers that didn't have no bullets in their guns. I heard y'all got some toys around there, man. What type of and if you don't mind, you can show us. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't mind, what type of toys are y'all playing with?
I mean, I ain't gonna show it on camera, but I mean, 9mm Glock, AR-15, AK-47. Hey, and it's all legal. We're not gonna do anything that's going to allow them to harass us or mess with us. You feel what I'm saying? We make sure that we follow the laws as well. So, everybody that's armed with us, they are legal. They are armed legally. They can prove it. Okay? Because that's one thing that they want you to do is, and they just want to find one thing wrong of you breaking the law. And that's when they're going to try to come after you. So we just make sure that everything we do is legal, and make sure we obey by the law as well.
Hold on just a second. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Hold on just a second. I want to try something. Let's go to Chrome tab. Now this is not y'all. And every march that you've been a part of has been peaceful. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely peaceful. Yep. I mean, even when we're out there, we're always armed. No matter what march or maneuver that we're on, we're always armed, and it's always peaceful. I mean, we're well respected. The people love us because they know that how we deal with things is very organized. It's nothing unorganized about us. Even though we're still grown, we still learning, we still have a lot of things to learn. But other than that, everything has been peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Everything's been peaceful.
Hold on. Now, this is not you guys, but you can expect when the Vanguard show up, they ain't showing up like no punk Panthers, man. They gonna protect the community. And it's at the point right now, brother DJ, where I totally agree with you that we have to take control of our communities. We have to protect our communities because I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, there are cops that just don't want to show up, but then there are cops that are actually afraid to show up now. It's gotten so bad for them. You know, the thin blue wall is what they call it. You know, and my biggest issue is people get mad at me when I say it, but I mean, all cops ain't bad. Well, we can't tell who the good ones and who the bad ones. We can't figure that out no more. And my biggest problem with the good ones, why aren't you opening your mouth and telling on the bad ones? You quick to come to the hood and tell us we got to snitch, and then you don't snitch when you working with cops that's doing the things that Chauvin has done. The one thing I said about Derek Chauvin with George Floyd is he seemed very comfortable that day because to me he had done it before. So he was very, very comfortable in what he was doing, had his knee on his neck with his hands in his pocket. That tells me he had done it before. So I know that in Minneapolis, and I'm back and forth to Minneapolis. You like family. When I come through the door, people call me, man, you safe? Look who I'm running around with. Y'all think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? And they show me love. They've embraced me. I don't eat some of the stuff they eat. I'm still on the other stuff. But they show me love, and there's always been a lot of love and respect since the day I touched down. And I'm just happy to see you take your idea because I'm gonna put him out there, y'all. He didn't know if he could do it. He was wavering. I'm steady telling him, say, man, just follow your heart. The higher power gonna take care of everything else. And he started with 2 people. And how many people are you up to? And I mean, you've been in it about a month and a half. So how many people are you up to now?
We have at least 15 to 16 comrades now. Still growing.
15 to 16 comrades in a month and a half. All you got to do is bill it. They gonna come. And I know that you're very picky with the type of people that you want in your organization, which you should be, because you never know when somebody's gonna try to infiltrate you. I know that they got the big INFACT march in Lafayette, Louisiana, and Grandmaster J them coming down to get in formation in Lafayette. Do you guys plan on attending that by any chance?
Not sure. I would have to reach out to with the chain of command, but not sure as of now. I can't give that answer.
Brother, I'm gonna tell you something. I thank you for taking time out to talk to me, introducing yourself to the people. Don't be a stranger. You're welcome to come back anytime you get ready. Let us know what you're doing. Y'all, I put his information up. Make sure that you support him by making him your Facebook friend. I know you guys have a cash app because nothing is free in this world, especially trying to help your people. It takes a lot of money. And you've never even mentioned money since you've been on here. But if y'all would like to donate to his chapter, um, go to his page and make sure you help this organization out. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm old school. Look at this young man. This that young generation they say that can't get it together. This that young generation that they done gave up on. And this is the young generation that is now patrolling the city of Minneapolis to make sure that everyone stays safe. The hell with what people tell you. A pair of lips will tell you anything. So I applaud you, my brother. You keep doing the work. And of course, when I touch down next time, probably won't be until after the elections. But it's all love. I don't know if I'm gonna kick it with you long with that snow. I don't do that snow. I ain't trying to put no chains on no tires or none of that there. Cause I know that snow for real down there, bro. But I applaud you. I applaud Amir. Y'all idea, and you've done exactly what you say you were gonna do, and you still got a lot of work to do. And hold on, let me do you guys have a hold on, let me go right here. Let me put something up for you real quick. Do you guys have a cash app for your organization?
Yes, sir. It's $ DSOTAXCLUSIVE.
BB
DSOTA exclusive.
X SIV
Exclusive. SIVE.
VE.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me save this. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it up here real quick. Okay, don't scroll it. Let's save it. Let's save it. Okay, and let's show it. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So if you
And
guys
let them
want to
know that
support them,
I just would like to let you know that all donations, all donations will go towards you know, the community. It will go towards like our food drives, clothes drive, jacket giveaway, blanket giveaways, everything, the donations, it goes towards the community or it goes towards the cause, any cause that we have or that we're doing. So, that's what the donation is doing. Nobody's buying mansions, nobody's buying brand new vehicles, nobody's doing any of that. Everything is going back to help the people and the profit and the benefit the people.
so those that are, and this is my last question, those that are in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area that would like to join your organization, how can they do that?
We have an actual a Facebook page for the actual nation. It's New Black Panther Nation. I mean, for anybody, you can go to Google. I mean, not Google, but go to Facebook, search, and put in New Black Panther Nation Minnesota chapter. New Black Panther Nation Minnesota chapter. You can go there. You can inbox me. Somebody within our chapter will reply and reach back out to you, or you can reach out and message us through email at nbpnmm at gmail.com. That's New Black Panther Nation Minnesota at gmail.com, but it's abbreviated nbpnmm at gmail.com. That is how you get in contact to be able to join, because we are still recruiting.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna let you go. And like I say, soon as I figure out when I'm coming, I touch bases with you, brother, like I always do. And cause last time we didn't really get to kick it like we normally do. Cause people think I'm just down there visiting. I be working. I actually be working. So, and I see the work that you putting in, and we are proud of you, brother. We are proud of you. Just keep doing a good job because somebody got to do it. I'm looking at some of these trolls and these comments. Don't matter what you say, we gonna keep working. And for those out there that want to hate the people, that are doing the work, shut the hell up and go do some work. You're spending too much time hating on the ones that's actually working, and your ass ain't doing nothing. So I'll end it with this here, because if they new to it, man, I'll be back at 8:30. I have another interview with concerned parents out of the St. Landry Parish school system around that Opelousas area. We're gonna talk about this old corrupt superintendent that's trying to force these kids back in the classroom Monday and doesn't seem to have a clue, but 5 stars on him. So y'all, I'm gonna tell you this here. It's the Hood CNN with your favorite hood reporter, the Prime Minister of Hood Education, Dr. Monroe, because I got a PhD in common sense and I'm a 5-star general. And you know I got my undergrad right there at the world famous Hustlers University on the corner of Calumet and Live Oak. I see y'all at 8:30, man.